Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Continue with the BJCP style guidelines. We're going back to style 7C pale Keller beer, although amber Keller beer is also a 7C. Why it wasn't 7C and 7D, I don't know. But all right, so for that, I've got, which is kind of a controversial pick. This is Surly Hell Lager. I actually had this beer a few years ago. They're calling it a Munich, German style Munich Helles on their website, but they make a point of saying that it's fermented with German lager yeast, and I know and Pilsner malt, but they do use American hops, Sterling, but those hops have like the very similar characters as noble hops, and so let's just get to the specs so you'll see what I'm talking about here. So, Keller beer, pale Keller beer, very common seasonal summer beer brewed by many of the Munich area breweries and served in the beer gardens where they're very popular. Overall impression, a young, fresh Helles, so while still a malty, fully attenuated Pils malt showcase, the hop character is more pronounced and the beer is cloudy, often with some level of diacetyl and possibly has some green apple and or other yeast-derived notes. As with the traditional Helles, the Keller version is still a beer intended to be drunk by the liter, so overall it should remain a light, refreshing, easy-drinking golden lager. So I guess I should have more than just a 12-ounce can. By the way, it's at 5% ABV, which it's on the upper edge of a session beer, but check the comments, history, characters, ingredients, all that stuff. So this is kind of redundant. Comments: most Keller beers are young, unfiltered, unpasteurized version of Munich Helles beer. Although Pils are a different custom gold lager beer designed specifically for serving young, could also be used. And then characters, ingredients: Pilsner malt, German hops, German lager yeast, same as Munich Helles. Style comparisons. They basically just say style comparisons the same as the comments and our vitals. So it's within the guidelines for vitals and all that. So, I checked the brewery's website, and from what way they're describing it, like it sounds like this could at least pass as a pale Keller beer. Maybe they intended to be a Munich Helles, but because it's unfiltered and I think it's unpasteurized, and the fact that they even say, like right on the can here, my mom says this reminds her of a Zwickel beer. If that would focus, come on, man. There you go. Not unlike a Zwickel beer from Germany, and a Zwickel beer is another word for Keller beer, or another term for it. So, if this goes with the guidelines, you'll see this video. If it doesn't, you probably won't. So, let's just jump right into the aroma. Yes, well, definitely smells like a German lager. Getting plenty of the pale maltiness, the soft maltiness. I'm getting a little more hops than I normally would with a German lager, so, that's kind of the point of Keller beer. And it does have like a slight kind of green apple kind of thing. Maybe. I don't know about diacetyl. Like, I really don't get any butter. If it's there, it's like really, really faint. So, yeah, it's just kind of like that soft, I don't want to say clean, just, grainy malt kind of palate with like a little bit of a floral kind of hop thing, earthy. I don't think I would call it spicy. There's a bit of a honey note too, which is pretty nice. And like just a tiny little bit of green apple. So sorry to be redundant. So let's check the specs on aroma. Moderately low to moderately high spicy floral or herbal hop aroma. I would agree with that. Yeah, it's somewhere in between there. Very low to moderate diacetyl, possibly very low green apple or other yeast derived notes. Yeah, I'm saying no diacetyl, but yeah, maybe like a tiny little bit of acetaldehyde. That's the green apple. Pleasantly grainy, sweet, clean malt aroma with possibly low background note of DMS. I do not get any corn in here. So, yeah, according to those specs, this seems to line up with it pretty well. I'm going to say, I was hoping the hops would be a little bit stronger, but yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm going to say 9. I'm going to go kind of conservative on this review. So, appearance, clearly a, golden, amber, kind of honey color. Let's hold up to the sunlight here. I'm getting that's about a 2 to 4 SRM, and again, there was about a 2 or 3 finger head on there, but I, ramble so long it fades away. So good looking beer. Let's check the appearance on that. Slight haze to moderately cloudy, but never extremely cloudy or murky. Yeah, it's not crystal clear, but it is slightly hazy. It's certainly not a New England IPA. Medium yellow to pale gold color, true. Creamy white head with good persistence, true. When served on cask, can have low very carbonation and very low head. Well, it's not on cask, so. This might actually be a little too clear for the style. I think it should be a little bit more like milky and cloudy, but pretty good beer. So, maybe because it's so clear that maybe doesn't maybe that disqualifies it a little bit. I'm gonna go 2 out of 3 on appearance. Flavor. Let's check this out. Prost. Yeah, I mean it's definitely very reminiscent of any kind of the pale colored German lagers that I did, all last autumn. So very familiar kind of palate here. So yeah, grainy malt, slightly sweet kind of honey thing in there. And then as it finishes, I'm getting this kind of almost like a metallic kind of thing. It kind of tastes like a maybe it is a little bit of DMS. I don't think it's corn. And I am like paying attention now to the hops. So there is like this, kind of low, subtle, slightly spicy kind of noble hop-ish type hop kind of flavor on there, and like the bitterness is fairly low too. It's low, but I can sense it and I can taste it. So within the ballpark of the German kind of Munich Helle stuff. I mean, they said it's American hop, so it's not 100% wholly authentic, but pretty accurate substitute. So, yeah, it's pretty well balanced. It's not a huge flavor bomb, but I don't think it's supposed to be. I mean, it's only 5% easy drinking lager. I don't know why they call it Hell. That's a terrible name, I think. Let's check the specs on flavor. Moderately malty with rounded, grainy sweet profile. True. Low to moderately high spicy floral herbal hop flavor with a moderate hop bitterness that can linger. True. I'd say medium low. Finish is crisp and dry, but the aftertaste remains malty. True. Well, it's kind of an even malty and bitter aftertaste. Very low to moderate diacetyl, which should always remain at a pleasant drinkable level that balances somewhat with the other characteristics of the beer. Overwhelming diacetyl is not appropriate. I mean, I really don't get diacetyl unless it's like that kind of metallic kind of thing. Actually, that would be acetaldehyde, which, interesting enough, they mentioned the next sentence. Possibly very low green apple or other yeast-derived notes, and possible low background note of DMS. So how to rate this? It's good. It's not great, and again, because it's it's kind of a gray area. It's kind of controversial. I'm gonna say 15 out of 20. Mouthfeel, I'd say it's like medium light body. Medium high carbonation, very crisp, smooth. It's refreshing while it's in the mouth. Fairly clean aftertaste. 5% ABV. Feels like a little bit lighter, like a 4.5 or something, which I don't know why they even need to make it 5. I think they could, I hate to say it, but water it down a little, get down to 4.5. Nice, very sessionable beer, which is kind of the whole point of the style. Check the specs on mouthfeel. Medium body, low to medium carbonation. I wouldn't say low, but it's like at least medium. Depending on the level of yeast and suspension, it may assist in creating a slightly creamy texture. It's smooth, but I wouldn't say it's creamy. A slight slickness on the tongue may be present from the diacetyl. I would not say it's slick. So it's within the ballpark. I'm going to say, I think it's very drinkable. I like it. I'm not sure it's 100% there for the style. I'm going to say 4 out of 5. Overall, I think I'm going to say 7. So that's a total score of 37 out of 50. So yeah, it's a good, again, like this is passing as a Keller beer, whether they mean it to be a Munich Helles or not, or a pale Keller beer, whatever it is. You can score it as a pale Keller beer, and so if you can't get a pale Keller beer, you might be able to get this. So check that out. All right, so total score 37 out of 50. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.